doing? Hey! Your energy's picked up, so I will leave you. Guys, your next performer is already giving fun, is already giving whimsy. I need you to get your hands together and make them feel welcome. Give it up for Sean Hayes.
Hello, Black Circle. How we doing? Happy Mother's Day. Thanks for coming out on Mother's Day. Are we all drinking and ready to spend the rest of the night drinking, thinking about our day with our mother? Yeah. And my name is Sean Hayes, and for those who are wondering what the fuck happened to Jack McFarland, he's an old bear now when he was like a twink on Will and Grace. I'll be signing autographs in the back, charging $5, and for those that do know me, don't tell anybody. Yeah, so I did call, called my mother today. I didn't call the other mother, but anyways, we'll get to that. Yeah, which is my mother. I have no complaints. This is going to be somewhere between therapy and jokes, so we'll see how this is going to go. But my mom's really nice. She got pregnant when she was 16 and had me at 17, because in the 60s that was a good out plan to get out of the home and start your life in freedom. So she smoked a lot of pot, so when I smell pot, I'm like, oh, the good old days, my mom. But then when I figured out that I was gay around 1988, she started getting high on Jesus, which, like, the two drugs don't go together, like Jesus and being gay. But it worked. But I mean, it's all right. I mean, it worked out. My mother did kind of conspire with my grandmother, though, in ways that they could maybe change me and make me straight, like possibly getting me a hooker, so I could try some pussy and see how that works. And I was like, please don't do that. And then they got me a boob chocolate like popsicle sucker thing, and I mean, I ate it because I don't care if it's boobs. I like chocolate, right? I'm like, yeah, great. I did not eat it in front of them though, because I don't want to give them that satisfaction of watching them me enjoying boobs, you know, because those are not the boobs that I would normally enjoy. And my mom, I mean, my mom's been great. I don't really have anything bad to say to her. She's super religious and maybe a little I don't know if she's homo. I mean, she didn't come to our wedding because she was like overdosing on Jesus that day. So, and I don't think she would have had fun at a gay. There was like man on man kissing, and it was Twilight themed. I don't think that would have been her jam. So she didn't make it to the wedding. But probably the biggest like homophobic like strife on the gay community she's ever done was she didn't take me to the Barbra Streisand concert in the 90s. I feel like the script writes itself. Like, you have a gay son, you're going to Barbra Streisand. And it wasn't like a secret that I liked Barbra Streisand. My grandmother had a copy of Hello Dolly on VHS, and I wore that bitch out. Like since like the beginning of my memory of life, I've been watching Hello Dolly at my grandmother's house. So yeah, I shouldn't speak to her just for not taking me to the Barbra Streisand concert. Now that I think about it more, I'm gonna call her back, tell her what girl she is, remind her how she wronged me that way. I fucking love Barbra Streisand. Anyways, yeah, but I'm not gonna let her rain on my parade, which is a Hello Dolly quote. The real travesty is my stepmom, probably. Like, my parents divorced when I was not gay straight, like, she doesn't care that I'm gay, there's other drama there. Divorced when I was 6. My dad married this very lovely woman when I was 7. Just amazing. Like, on paper, she presents so well. Like, if you meet her, you're just like, oh, she's an angel. She's a gift from God, just providing the world with glory and joy. No, she's a hardcore narcissist. Like, she put me through narcissistic, like, boot camp, really prepared me for the rest of my life and my career in narcissistic fortitude, or servitude, I mean, which you'd call customer service, which I've been doing since I was like 13, and that's not long after, you know, a few years after my dad married her. But she like lives in being a narcissist, lives in her own reality, and really does amazing things, but they always come with a cost. Like later on, like Christmas time, we had like so many gifts. Like if I told you about all the holidays and everything was, you'd be like, she sounds amazing. Yeah, but everything comes with emotional cost. And if you know what a narcissist is like, you know that you've got to love a narcissist, right? And I don't mean like, oh, you gotta love him, she's so sweet, you got a lot of gifts. No, I mean like, you've got to love a narcissist, or like shit's gonna go down, and that shit might hit you in the face like 30 years later, 40 years later, 20 years, you don't know when, or it'll happen every 5 years, you know, something like that. Because she does like to call me and be like, remember when I bought you all those gifts? And I'm like, remember how I'm emotionally detached? I don't give a shit anymore? So that's really your best way to win with a narcissist is just become emotionally detached and don't own it. Like, those are your feelings. Like, I didn't, like, she would say things like, you know, I married my dad just for you kids, right? In front of my dad. I'm like, he's an asshole, but does he deserve that? And I didn't ask you to do that, right? Like, you own that, woman. That's on you. You met him, you married him. I can't help your choices there. But so my favorite is probably my mother-in-law. She's fucking crazy as fuck. She's like 4'11", and her boobs are like 3'12". It's really funny. And what I like about her is she's from Long Island, and she's just herself. Like, you can be natural with her. I can cuss her out. I really like cussing her out, like, in front of my stepmom, because then Mom, don't do that. I'm like, no, but she's a real person. You can talk to her like, but we do it in a loving way. Like, she tells me to fuck off right back, the same way. And if she gets mad at me, like one time, if I get mad at her, like one time I got really mad at her, and I was like, damn it, Grace, and I'm like, I'm gonna punch you in your boob, and I hit her in her knee and just like tweaked her nipple a little bit. Which, by the way, she died laughing at the joke. Like, I did do that. I did punch her in the knee, and I'm like, I punch you in the boob. She like still talks about it. She's absolutely insane. Slight hoarder, but so is my sister-in-law. But anyways, they're a great dysfunctional relationship. The two of them living together with their kids and my sister-in-law's husband. The whole thing is insane. Probably the craziest thing about my mother-in-law is she won't drink water because it rusts lead pipes. And so she's like, if I drink water, it's gonna rust my insides. And I could call her right now and she would tell you that this is 100% true. Like, every chance I get, I'm like, watch. Why don't you drink water, Grace? Rust your insides. Like, yeah, that's total logic. It makes complete sense. But she's wonderful. She's fun. Yeah, should meet her sometime. Anyways, I don't know if I have any mother-in-law story. No, but she's really great. Probably the craziest. I don't know where. I feel like I've done my 10 minutes. This is my third time being on stage, so I'm very excited to be here. Thank you. Probably one of the craziest things, as long as we're talking about mothers with my grandmother, is I was in a this is gonna sound like a coming out story, but it's actually like I don't even know if I have time to do all that right now. But I had a boyfriend who lived with me at my grandmother's house, and my very sweet grandmother. It was one of those relationships where you sit in bed and cry, and then the person asks you, like, why are you crying? And you're like, just don't leave me. But in reality, you're like, how the fuck do I get out of this? Well, my grandmother figured out that we were more than friends, that we were spending time together. She found, like, dirty towels and love letters to each other, and it was this guy that I met at Disneyland when I worked at Disneyland. And so when we got home, she's like, Sean, sit down. My grandmother was, like, 4'11" as well, short, tiny, little Irish Catholic woman. And she's like, sit down, we gotta talk. And she's like, I can't believe you're gay, and if you stay gay, I'm gonna shoot you. And I was thinking, and that sounds bad, right? You're thinking, where is this going? I was so happy, because I mean, she's gonna kick him out of the house. This relationship was over. Like, I didn't know how I was gonna get out of this relationship, but I'm like, my grandmother threatening to shoot me for being gay is the best thing that could happen to me right now. Like, I love coming out now. Like, it's every time it's always positive. And so when she said that, I was like, well, yes, Grandma, of course I've been thinking about changing. I'm not gonna, why would I stay gay? That's silly, girl. And then the guy that I was dating, like, I think he was in the Twilight Zone, or I don't know where he was, because he's like, what do you mean you're thinking about changing? And I'm like, do you not see the situation? Like, read the room. Like, can we discuss this later? Like, I don't know. All I know is you're going to be homeless in about 10 minutes. Let's go pack your shit. And that's what happened. He started, like, living on the Disneyland Hotel property where we were, because he infiltrated my life. He got a job at Disneyland. He got in the same department. He stole my American Express card. Yeah, and not only that, with my American Express card, he bought me cheap $9 shoes. I'm like, if you're gonna steal my card and pay something, buy me $300 pairs of shoes, fucker. So anyways, that's my story. That's my time. Thank you everybody so much.